Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by the last here in Liverpool today for a little press event as we look forward to November the 6th at the Echo Arena in Liverpool, joined by Ben Fields, who I can't believe, considering how well known you are on the circuit, this is your first IFL interview. Like, I'm genuinely shocked because I feel like I've seen you on every show that's ever existed.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, on the small hall circuit, I'd say I'm quite well known and people know what I bring to the table, but it's great now to be on this sort of platform and be able to showcase it. And looking forward to it.
Like I said, you've been around and been on loads of shows, and that's because you're the sort of guy who will fight anyone. You've taken fights at late notice. I don't know if it's your actual nickname. Someone told me it was the O-Taker. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, because I think it was Sam Maxwell said to me, I'm fighting the O-Taker, which is pretty cool, the O-Taker.
Yeah. So I think we beat about 4, 5, 6 unbeaten fighters on the spin, and that's when I was fighting in the away corner, always short notice. So, one of the columnists in Birmingham came up with the name O-Taker, and it just sort of stuck, so yeah.
Well, there's a couple of lads that I'm sure you'll have your eye on. In terms of the opportunity of this, like I said, because you've been taking things at late notice, is it quite nice to just have something where you and the lads both have had the same sort of notice? You've all been aware for the same amount of time. It's a short format as well. Is it quite nice to sort of have an opportunity where you're in control this time instead of going, hi Ben, can you come and do this 6-rounder on 2 days' notice?
Yeah, well, I think that Sam Maxwell fight, that was like 4 days' notice, so I think Ben was 6 or 7 weeks notice is a totally different fighter that turns up with 4 days or 5 days. So I'm really excited to showcase that, and I think it's going to be a cracking night and confident to come away victorious. Yeah,
because we've seen what you can do in the ring. So is it sort of giving you a different perspective in your career now? Because when you're being chucked in at short notice, sometimes you perhaps can end up leaving the sport, not achieving what you should have. Yeah. Are you looking at it now as in, do you know what, I can actually go out there and achieve these domestic titles and achieve what I know I'm capable of? Yeah,
well, we picked up a Midlands a couple of fights ago, and the great thing about boxing is, I mean, there's some unbeaten lads in the tournament, and we've all gone different routes, but ultimately we're meeting here, and this is like the FA Cup of boxing. We're here, whether you've got an O to your name or whether you haven't, we're meeting at the same place. I mean, I've got 10 losses, but I've never been in a dull fight, never been in an easy fight. So it's great that we all get to meet here, and this can be a springboard to the next level.
And it's such a weird format as well, isn't it? Because you can't sort of, do you know with these tournaments you can almost pan out a winner sometimes? Yeah. But you can't look too far ahead, because if you let a couple of rounds slip in a 3-rounder, you're fucked. Yeah, you have to focus on the here and now, but then if you have a war, the next one's going to be tough. So I don't know how you work a format like that. Like, what's the plan?
I think the plan for me, I'm a come forward fighter, so it never really changes. I'm not really a boxer with a plan A, plan B, plan C. Plan A is get in there, carnage, walk forward, and then let's see who's standing at the end. But I think this format will suit me to the ground, to be fair. I know that a few lads will try and tip-tap and try and nick a win, but the original format of this was called prize fighter, and that's what I am, a fighter, and coming to fight for the prize, so yeah.
And talk about prize fighting. If you have the best 9 rounds of your career, you will walk away with, I think, £40,000 or £50,000 for 9 rounds of boxing.
Yes, that is that's a nice added bonus, isn't it? But I think when you're involved with a sport like boxing, I think it's never the be all end all, especially at the tail end of the sport, like the small all shows where I've been fighting. So, do you know what I mean? It's about the victory for me. That comes with the victory. So yeah, and but yeah, it's all about the fight. It's all about getting the W first.
And obviously, there's a few lads in here who've got some real backstories, and I did ask you before if it was something that you wanted to delve into, because I heard about it about a year ago. And there's so much now about boxing and how it's giving people opportunities and dragging people away from certain lives and whatnot. But yeah, you've got a story where you can almost use, not cliche, but you know the term boxing saved me, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Well, in my late teens to early 20s, I ended up in prison, addicted to drugs, and then I sort of came out of prison with no real prospects, and then entered a boxing gym by chance, and just never really looked back. My trainer over there, Sean Cogan, we've been together since I started boxing on the unlicensed scene, and yeah, it's just really taught me the things in life that I probably never knew. The discipline, do you know what I mean? All those things that you need to be a good boxer. that being in the ring and being around the boxing gym, that it's taught me. So, yeah, and now throughout the day I work in a boxing gym with kids that are on an alternate provision in the day that don't go to school. So, yeah, if I can inspire anyone or maybe even just help someone out by noticing my story, then yeah, it's all good stuff.
You obviously know you can sort of pass that information on, and you said that you came from the unlicensed scene, so obviously you walk into a gym and you still have to be good at something. You might have this story and it might keep you away, but you still have to be good at the sport. So did you sort of have any previous, before you got into these troubles, was the unlicensed scene before you got in trouble then, or?
No, it was after, yeah.
So what was your sort of previous fighting background when you walked into the gym for the first time?
None really. I mean, fights at school, fights here and there, but none. I was more of a footballer, yeah. I enjoyed playing football, so. And really, I wasn't that good. I used to get panned around the gym, but it was just that grit and determination, sort of, yeah, toughness that kept me going back. But yeah, I think you see some lads and you think, you know what, he's a skillful boxer, and you look at me, there's none of that. But do you know what I mean? One thing I can do is fight. So yeah, I don't really know. It's just mainly hard work and having a good trainer, Sean Cogan. Yeah.
Now, I've seen you box on TV. I think you're doing yourself a bit of an injustice, if I may say. You've got some boxing skills in there.
Yeah, I think I know, but
can it get lost in the fact that when people know that Ben Fields is there to get rough and tough, can the boxing skill get lost, do you think?
Maybe. But I think the rough and tough for me is the A game. Whereas some lads, you know what I mean, they're good boxers and they've still got the rough and tough, but that's plan B and plan C. For me, it's plan A, which I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years it won't be plan A, but for now it is. Yeah, so I don't know. We're good at what we do, let's put it that way.
And there's a lot of that come from the unlicensed scene as well, because if you look at a lot of the boys and there's a lot more than there used to be, turning over from the unlicensed scene, it is sort of that similar fighting style that perhaps you learn from having these sort of slug outs on that scene.
Yeah, and I think you can tell. I think it is. I think the amateurs slowly becoming a bit more suited to the pros, but some of the unlicensed and the white collar lads that I'm turning over, sometimes they've got a little bit of a head start just because they've been in those sort of grueling tough fights. But yeah, I think either way, like I said a few points ago, I think whatever route you've come from, we're here now, aren't we? And yeah, we'll see how far on.
Well, I'm good pals with Lennox, who's obviously from around your manor. He was unlicensed, and you thought Willie Hutchinson, who was the sort of amateur superstar, and you saw what happened there. So I suppose is there a couple of boys that you could give a little gut check to, potentially?
Well, I've already beat 2 opponents in there, so but I'm not really taking much from that. This is a totally different kettle of fish, totally different. Yeah, it's not last minute, and I'm a different fighter. They're a different fighter, but yeah, it's like a high school reunion with kids you didn't get on with at school. But yeah, there's going to be a few rematches, a few redemptions, whatever going on. But yeah, I think most fighters in there, their gut's already been checked. So yeah.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing you in the ring. Just finally, I know you'll be sort of dead focused on November the 6th, and you said, 6-7 weeks notice, we're going to see the best of you. But can you even think about potentially beyond this and the springboard that fighting, for one, on this platform, and two, winning a tournament where you can't really pick a winner at the moment? There's a lot of good lads in there. Yeah. Have you thought about what springboard this could be to potentially one day being someone who holds an English or a British title?
To be fair, all eyes are on the November the 6th and the night, the tournament. But one thing I will say is I think that anybody who's seen me on the small hall shows, they know that it's exciting style. Do you know what I mean? People that like to watch fighting, professional boxing, they enjoy my style, and that's why I've had 22 fights within 2.5 years, because yeah, I'm never in a bad fight. So it'll be great now to bring this to an even bigger platform, live, Sky Sports, and yeah, the Boxer Series. It'd be great to showcase what I can do.